I would say a desire for something that everybody can watch. Now, I'm not even like, I'd say I'm like cleanish because I don't curse. There's certain slurs that I say, just one. And there's certain subject matter that is not rated for all audiences. But you, for the most part, on my shows, you can a lot of times let the whole, like Churchy, the whole family can watch. And so people tell me all the time, like, yo, my mom loves you, Kev. My auntie loves you. And that was when I first started, we wanted to be able to make things that your grandma, your mom, and your kids could watch together. Part of it was like, I hadn't seen it before. Like there's a few shows like namely really Amen and movies, Preacher's Wife and maybe First Sunday. But it's been years since anything remotely heavy church has been on TV and movies. It's been really never where it's been like from a actual church kid's point of view or inside knowledge. So I felt like if given the chance, people like you and I, we're not really considered as people who watch TV, but there's a lot of people who grew up in the church. And I mean, obviously me, my wife, we were like in it, but there's people who went every Sunday. That's not uncommon. Very heavy improv. And I think we took a lot of the takes where we were breaking character because I love blooper reels. We don't do blooper reels no more. But anytime we see the actor break, you be like, man, that was funny. Or you're already laughing. So to be able to make a show that has been so well received and is just so like knocked down, drag out funny has been like, oh, this is just great. Work, I think a big part is just a lot of work. So much work that I differentiate myself from everybody out there. I actually believe that social media creators will be the next wave of entertainment. You take people like Kai Cenat. Getting Mariah Carey to come to your stream to promote her album is such a big vote of confidence for that medium. You know, Mariah Carey is a certified legend, icon, diva. Like, and I mean that in the most respectful way. So to see the value in somebody like Kai Cenat's platform, or you see presidential candidates this last election cycle are on podcasts. That podcast existed in the previous election, but no president is, you know, we have sitting presidents on there. Creators are taking up a space where I don't think it's always going to have to tree up to TV and movies. I think the creator space is the final destination. Always find the joke and they find it instantly. That doesn't mean everybody finds it funny. And that's really the joy sometimes. I don't really make that type of humor often publicly. Group chat, go crazy though, Gary. I ain't gonna hold you. Group chat's immediate. But there's no judgment in the group chat. So I think comedy's always in trouble being policed. You know, then sometimes comedy push back. You know, there's been like a resurgence in words you shouldn't say. People are now saying them freely again. So I think it kind of always expands and contracts. It always be moving. As an internet comedian, one thing I've learned is back in the day when I did stand-up and there was not a lot of cell phones and the internet wasn't as powerful, you can take that from the crowd. Like if I do this joke and it's not working, I'm like, man, this just ain't working, I'll take it out. What I've learned about the internet is you have to take that joke down because it could have been funny in 2012, but in 2025, that same idea, times have changed, that's no longer funny. The only way you can edit that is to now take it down and move forward. Like,
you mean like a joke that you did in the past?
A joke that I did in the past. In real time, you can tell this isn't really going over as much, but I post 3-4 videos a day and I have for 10 years. Something that I thought was funny in 2012, the world might have changed. Like The Office, I don't know if you ever watched it, it's one of my favorite shows. That show cannot be made the way it was when it first came out now. Because a lot of those things that were not risque and kind of, they were passable then, you can't make that episode today. I think we saw that with conversations about colorism and Martin. As a kid, we didn't see, I will say I didn't see those things or even understand them. But looking back, I'm be like, oh, I didn't really know that. But that show, it's cemented in time.